February 10th, 2018. My name is Bill McCamley. I'm the Secretary of the Workforce Solutions Department here in New Mexico with your update for the day. 4 or 5 things to talk about. The first is that our department has some new jobs that we are posting on the New Mexico State Personnel Office. We have 2 job openings with the Human Rights Bureau. These are the folks in charge of enforcing discrimination laws. So if people feel like their employers are discriminating based on race, sexual orientation, gender, etc., and so on, this group is in charge of processing those claims and making sure if people are being discriminated against, that there is some procedure moving forward on that, because that's against the law. There are 2 jobs open for that. Secondly, there are 4 jobs. If they're not up, they should be up in the next week or 2 for our wage and hour department. These are the folks that are in charge of overseeing wage theft. So if I'm supposed to be making the minimum wage and my employer's not paying it to me, or taking my tips, or if I'm working on a public project which requires me to get paid a certain amount of money and the employer's not paying them, they investigate all those. We need really, really good, proactive, passionate people to apply for these jobs. And if you feel this is something you'd like to do, we'd love to have your application. Secondly, there is some Americorps money available for programs in the state that are trying to help solve community problems. So if you have a program in education or community development where you think that Americorps can help with funding and people, please understand that our department will be hosting 3 meetings in March. March 5th in Albuquerque, March 6th in Gallup, and March 7th in Las Cruces. And I will post a follow-up with that information on the social media platform you're watching this with. And you can email Samuel Sokolove, and samuel.sokolove at state.nm.us, or call him at 505-841-8474 to reserve a seat at each of these meetings if you're interested in getting this, and they'll tell you how to go about doing that. We reverted $700,000 of Americorps money to the federal government last year. That is not good. There are a lot of resources that are needed in this state, and we're trying not to do that again. So if you're interested, you have a good program, please work with us and help us help you. Speaking of wage theft from the item before, I was in a coffee shop in Albuquerque this last week. And ever since I started this job, I started when I give people tips or put the automatic tip on my card, I ask the workers, do you get this tip? And almost every time I'm like, yeah, except there was this one lady in Albuquerque in a coffee shop that said, you know, I just get $40 straight. There's a new manager, they're trying to fix it. But up until the last manager, most of the time that would actually probably be less than the tips I was supposed to be getting, though a few times it was over. If this is happening to you, this is called wage theft. Your tips are yours, and there's a federal law that is pretty explicit saying when people tip you money, that's your money. And if you feel like you are in a position where you're not getting those tips, please fill out a form on our website at Department of Workforce Solutions, and I will post the link to that. This is not something that's good, and we need to prosecute those people if they're doing that. But you also got to have paperwork involved. You got to document the tips that you're supposed to be getting, let people know when that was happening and what's going on, and we'll try to work through that and help you get the money that you're owed. Lastly, I want to talk about the confirmation process, and I was confirmed this last week in the United States. Any governor or president that wants a cabinet position gets to appoint someone, but because we have what is called separation of powers, that person has to be confirmed by the Senate. And this is a really, really good process because it ensures no one person, be the governor or the president or whoever, has so much power that they can do whatever they want without a check. And that check, in this case, is the Senate, and they would ask me questions and see if I was on the ball in terms of what's going on with my department, and I was really, really proud to receive a unanimous approval from the Senate. But just so that you guys know, this is a part of the governmental process, and it's really important. Also, if you guys watch my social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you know I've been posting pictures of workers throughout the state. I think it's really important that we in our society do a good job of promoting people's effort. And I tell my girlfriend, she's great. She's an MRI tech. She saves people's lives. Yesterday, I was down at a job fair for first responders, and there were these great people from the customs office who worked for, 37 days without pay, really helping protect us from drugs, human trafficking, illegal weapons, that sort of thing. And I'm going to continue to find when workers are out there who they are and post them and really say thank you, because it's not just about the money that you've got. It's about the work you give to our society to make us all better. And we really appreciate it. That's it. As always, thanks for watching this. And if you have questions, comments, or concerns on these or any of the issues, I'd love to answer them for you, and hope everyone has a great start to your week tomorrow. Thanks, y'all.